Hello and welcome, club members, to another episode of Red Acre Neighborhood Watch. Hello, hi. I am glad that you noticed that, RK. I will get that fixed. But, we're so glad to have you here. First of all, happy Halloween. Very exciting. Sorry for a few minutes delay on that. We, of course, had technical difficulties, which is just our thing. It's like our brand. Before we get started today, first of all, we wanted to thank everyone who supports us in whatever we do or however you do, whether it's through subs or bits or donations, just showing up, having fun chat, anything that you do, we appreciate. This month, you've made possible one of the giveaways that we have today. We actually have 3 giveaways today and then 2 other little special things. So that's very exciting. All the money that is earned goes towards the next month's giveaways. And of course, you can always support in non-monetary ways like being active in chat, inviting people to watch, hosting our channel, etc. Also, of course, we want to plug the Discord. The following lore and speculation that we will be talking about was expertly gathered by our lore hounds. If you don't know who they are, we have RK, Maxwell, and Dana as our lore hound team, and they are literally incredible. Like, can we get some hearts and love in chat for the lore hound team? Because they seriously blow me away every month, and I'm so grateful to be working on a team with them. Of course, you can find the lore that we're talking about in the Discord and discuss them further in spoilers and speculation. As a reminder, we do try and raid a newbie TBC streaming channel after our podcast, so stick around and go show some love and show some newbies what our community is all about. of course, as usual, we have new people in here. Our audio might not be at the right level, so just let us know in chat if someone needs to be turned up or turned down, and we will get to that right away. There is also a special event going on that ends tonight at midnight Pacific time. So, if you are interested, you can sacrifice at least 100,000 XP to a single voice in the ritual room, and then 2, use a light of rebellion to tell that voice about your devotion, and you will get a special treat. If you forget those requirements, you can always go check out the Blackout Club's Twitter, and they posted about it on there. We also had a really fun event last weekend. We had our playthrough of the Dark Staircase, which was our live TTRPG event that was inspired by the Blackout Club. If you missed that, it is up on our channel and up on our YouTube, and we hope you enjoy it. So, previously on the Red Acre Neighborhood Watch, we talked about I'm drawing a blank.
The in-between.
We talked about the in-between, thank you. We talked about spies. We talked about bridges, impersonations. And this week, we're going to be talking about the Lost Watcher. Not the baby, the Lost Watcher, Stanek, and, of course, some tinfoil theories. So, as for introductions, I, of course, am Leia, your camera person for the night. We have Zayden back yonder.
It's me, Satan.
There
I'm an
we go.
eldritch being that has assumed a mortal coil. Do not try to comprehend me, mortal. You will lose your mind.
We also have one of our amazing lore hounds, Maxwell, here, representing that baby mask, which top tier.
Baby masking.
And we also have a guest here, high up in the invisible rafters, Cretacia.
Hello. I got called on last minute, so please bear with me. I'm looking over the document as best as I can.
She did. She answered our call, and we have a special treat for you later on that Cretacia is going to walk us through, which is very exciting. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Yes. There's a bot in our chat.
Be gone, bot!
Smite the bot! Smite it!
Do we want to become famous and buy followers?
I mean,
I want to be famous.
Do you want to learn how to make more money? Of course you do.
Okay, so one of the big events that happened last month was, of course, the Watcher getting stuck in the place between. I'm sure everyone has heard about it by now, but just in case you haven't, what happened was that a couple of kids took a Watcher to the place between and it ended up being trapped. So because of that, there's been basically this month a lot of talking between the gods and the players just about the Watcher and what they want to do with it. So that's basically what we're going to be getting into today. So when TAD got the Watcher there, he remarked that the Quiet War is soon to scream. So he's kind of just like, at this point, that it's been kind of like pushed to this point for him. And this is a problem for SAO because the Watcher can't lie because it's because the Watcher the Watcher can't lie because it's isolated. So they have to say the exact truth. So Teddy's looking to extract information from this Watcher. The Dead Skeptic kind of remarked about it, and it was kind of just amazed that we could even trap one of them, and it just kind of wanted us to apply terrible science to it, as it said.
Hashtag terrible science.
Hashtag terrible fucking science.
AKA another Tuesday for the measure cuts.
Come on.
Yeah. So by the use of singular pronouns, we can safely assume that the watcher has been entirely disconnected from the song by being stuck inside the place between. We've seen a lot of players try to communicate with it, and it's given like very vague responses or a very like creepy responses also, but it speaks in like all lower text case, so it has no caps, which is really weird considering it's SAO. So some speculation that we have from the Discord is that maybe that it might make a new voice. Some people think that it could be a new voice. I don't think we're going to see that personally, just because it'd be very late, I think, to make a new voice. But you never know. With this game, we always get a curveball thrown at us every other weekend, right?
That is very true.
And also for this watcher, time is sort of fleeting for it. So as TAD thinks that it might die since it has this like severed connection as well.
Which is sad.
It is sad.
Is it necessary though?
I mean, for TAD, you know, when he remarks that the Quiet War is soon to scream, the war had been largely kind of like the equivalent to like a Cold War, like a lot of just information gathering, like who has what, who has where, and now them doing this is kind of like a call to action. But yeah. And then we also have some stuff about the red doors that some player asked that Crate's gonna break down for us.
So, in regards to the red door, let me get out of this bad spot. Cameras are the means of any existence.
It's
So SAO describes the red doors as a home for quote unquote their kind, assumably SAO as a whole. They say that the red doors and the hatches aren't necessary, but they are there as a sort of physical connection between your mind and your hands. Y'all good over there? So they said, you look upon this town and see houses, streets, a home for you, but it is not a home for your kind. It is a home for ours, doors, hatches. Are they necessary for you? No. Yet for us, doors, opening, closing. Mind must connect to hand, child. The doors are one such method. It may appear as a town to you, but to us, so much more. So with regards to that, we can assume that it has something to do with making something appear physical that makes the connection stronger in your mind instead of relying straight on just the imagination. This has also been touched on before, like how they have to paint the red doors all together in unison. Oh my goodness. So there's a bunny. Pardon me. I am just kind of dragging the body around a little bit. So with regards to SAO and the old tongue, they have mentioned that the old tongue phrases strength through sin, it's a familiar phrase, strand of old tongue, for those who demanded blood. And so they also covered fault thy flesh. We had previously thought it was host thy flesh, but we have found out that it was fault thy flesh. It's an old saying from long ago, used as a stepping stone for belief. Blame the body. It was used in longer invocations to remind the body that it is brief. The pain that you suffer is only temporary. The body was meant to endure the suffering as they performed it. Performing it can kill the host, as we have learned multiple times with Old Tongue. If they were sick or poor, in poor health, that could also affect their chances of living through that. So even if the voice didn't mean harm to it, it still could happen. And so what they said was blame the body, for we transcend it as a stepping stone to belief in us. It was used in early, many longer invocations to remind the body that it is brief, that the suffering as we performed was to be endured. It could kill the old, the infirm, even without the intent to harm. And we also got some lore on the boxcar, which is actually very troubling. When we asked why SAO doesn't just attack the boxcar, Biadair answered that the song is faint there, the pact interferes with sleepers and sometimes lucid beyond the song. He says it gets costly when they get too close. So, yikes.
I mean, that sounds like a good deal to me. He can get his sticky fingers out of there.
On the one hand, I would rather SAO do not find the box, but on the other hand, that's a lot of human hosts that are possibly getting in the way for our sake. So I hope they're staying well. And Takedown Gang, of course, because I know they're also helping out, taking care of all the sleepers.
How many they lose out in the forest? It just seems like it's pretty big enough to lose a host in.
Anyways, I'm gonna hand it over to Maxwell.
Well,
So
before that, we
Sorry.
actually have an away give. Unless Maxwell didn't want to do an away give, huh, Maxwell? Huh?
I'm sorry.
Is
I
that
didn't
what you
see
wanted,
it.
huh? For our viewers, you didn't want them to have an away give? I'm just kidding. Okay.
Aggressive,
Start
Zayden.
violence.
Aggressive.
I'm sorry, Maxwell. Maxwell hates away gives. Exactly. Maxwell's like,
Terrible.
away gives? Don't do those. Not in my town. But we do have an away gift that Leia will be absolutely tell us more of as soon as we can safely get to the cave, because this is kind
Yes.
of right now.
If we can get to the cave, you can have an away give. That's the deal.
Yeah,
oh, fuck.
Exactly.
Little an away give, as a treat.
Oh, looks like the Wheel of Fortune has changed hands.
Looks like Maxwell craves death.
Once again, it proves Maxwell doesn't want an away give. I'm sure of it.
Okay, so maybe I ran into some.
I see you being dragged. Noodle boy. Oh, Noodle boy. Where'd the trash for you, though?
There are no trash.
Oh my goodness.
Throw yourself.
I'll do the opposite direction there. It's gonna be a mess.
Well, I am going to go to the cave, and then I can do that away give.
Do that away give.
Yeah, and then I'm going to watch your silhouette as you get pulled into the song.
No, I have my hope die. I'll do that. Besides, I can cheat. I can spawn items. God mode.
Oh boy, can you imagine Zayden going God mode?
Voting Zayden for hacking.
Alright, since I am now in the cave, let's do our first away give. We have 3 today, and the first one is going to be some custom character art with our resident artist, Finch.
Ooh.
So exciting. So you know the drill. I will put up the giveaway. You just type !giveaway in the chat to be entered. And here we go. Wait, you have to wait for it to start. Okay, now. If you did exclamation point giveaway before Streamlabs came in and told you it was starting, make sure you do it again so that you are entered. Yep, if it @s you and says you're entered, then you are good to go.
Watch out, the shape is up here.
No, it actually spawned down there. I baited and outsmarted it.
What a stinky, stupid shape. And that's
spoke to
the-
Stinky, stinky shape.
He's angry.
You stole his Wendy's. Of course he's angry. He want that Frosty, though.
It's not my fault that the Frosties are delicious. And the Coke floats, too.
I could go for a Frosty right about now. That sounds really good.
I think
Alright.
that's why I
I
said
say
that.
as it snowed yesterday.
Not the Wendy's. I know, right? Not the Wendy's.
All right. The winner for Finch custom character art is, here's my drum roll. That was a pretty good one. Is, pick a winner. Ooh, Winter Frost.
What?
Wow!
Congratulations.
RNG is on Winter's side tonight.
Winter won VIP and then they win the first away game? Sus.
I honestly,
Rigged.
are they bribing? Are they bribing Streamlabs? I think that's what's going on here.
Rigged. This game is rigged.
Congratulations, Winter. I will message you after the show to get you all hooked up with Finch so that you can get some wonderful character art done. Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, Winter.
Yes, Winter is secretly the voice of good luck.
All right, and with that wrapped up, I will pass the microphone back over to Maxwell.
All right. So we got some lore on the first tribe. Tid visited a group of kids earlier, telling them when one of them decided to enter the in-between what he saw. And in Tid's eyes, they actually saw the first tribe's mountain, possibly the mountain that they lived in originally. The quote is, "Zake, you're in a place, or worse. I saw it. The dream of the mountain. Yes, the home of the first tribe, the first people who heard us. Before then, too primitive. Animals." Which I think is interesting, because that means that possibly the voices are seeing a completely different picture than we are.
Dude, that's so cool. And creepy, but cool. What if they kind of just like use us as spectacles and we're like seeing one thing and they're, you know, like those glasses that you put on like in Zanzibar Night when we did like you had to put something red over it to like see the message.
Yes.
What if that's what we are to them? They like look through our eyes and all of a sudden they're like, oh, look at all
Is
this.
that what you wanted us to do? That's not all.
I mean, I know that's not how you guys solved it. That, you know, you cheated a little, I think, and it's okay.
You know, I think there's a point to that too, because before the editor has also mentioned that songs to them are like a painting, a moment in time captured. And I know a lot of the voices also express their favorite colors in concepts rather than just straight colors. Like Dance for Us explains how she loved the color of the sky when you are dizzy and you turn around very quickly, and when you finally come to, your heart opens up and you can finally see it. And that's not necessarily a specific color, but it's more a sensation. So I wonder if the voices do have some kind of other sensory that we are unaware of.
It's almost like synesthesia, I guess.
Whoa.
Yes.
Crate
As
just
someone
blew
with
my mind.
synesthesia, that also kind of speaks home to me.
It wouldn't be very out of the question that since the in-between also is essentially their birthplace, that would be some place they find very familiar. And since the idea was one of the older voices, they would remember their birthplace, which would be the first tribe.
Right.
I wonder what SAO would see. Possibly the same thing?
It would be interesting if they saw the same thing. It would also be like, how crazy would it be if they all saw different things, but each person's different thing came together to make like one giant thing? Like, what if it's like all just different layers, you know?
That would be interesting.
Like an onion.
Like an onion. Ugh.
Crunchy.
Yeah, yes. Yes, Maxwell, that's why we chose the onion. Because it's crunchy.
Crunch.
It's like an apple, but savory.
I can't.
Savory is a word for it, I guess.
Alright, so for our next bit of lore, the Aidair again visited a group who asked about the current situation with the Watchers. No, not the Watcher that's currently stuck, but Watchers in general. And the Aidair has to say that he believes that they are in fact changing, very slowly, but they are changing. He does not, however, believe that the hunter has anything to do with it, but thinks that the situation with Old Tongue is what's causing it. And that although that might be what's causing, he also says that this has been a thing that has been changing for a while, especially when children have been developing their bonds with their watchers recently. Which I find it quite interesting that it is that the watchers are slowly changing, because I wonder if this is just natural change that is happening, or there is there's something else about Old Tongue that is slowly warping the watchers, for the lack of a better word.
That is interesting, especially since we know how Mom Dad feels about change.
Yeah.
Next bit of lore is about a situation that the Pact has been having to deal with for a pretty long time. Tid comes talking about how the SAO is currently trying to spread the song further than it is currently into the forest to try to catch us. Since, as said before in a previous bit of lore we talked about, uh, the SAO hosts don't do very well when the song isn't around, and it can kind of screw with them. So their idea is they're trying to push the song further into the forests, and by doing so, move their control and get in their eyes, hopefully find us within it. However, they've been able to pretty easily, well, not as easily, but consistently push them back, though they say that it's certainly draining on them.
Sorry, I was just making total friends.
I noticed.
Total
I think
friends.
a lot of players are freaked out at the thought of SAO getting their signal all the way to the boxcar and then capturing people. But I mean, if it happens, it happens. Just sorry guys, that's it.
Okay, so I know this has
Yeah,
nothing to do with it,
GGs.
but have you ever noticed that if you go to the edge of the forest, that you don't hear like any of the sounds? Like at all. It's just silent. And I know that's probably like a game boundary thing, like the sound just doesn't go out that far. But there's like a big chunk, like, you know what? I'm gonna go show you because I can.
Because
We're gonna go on adventures?
Yeah, so it's not this of course. Lucid, just no.
Alright,
Not to.
while Leia walks us to the edge of the forest, I will tell everybody about Stanek and about saving Stanek, and if Stanek can truly be saved and saving them.
Educate
Save
us.
Stanek.
Yeah. So with Stanek, yes. So the editor said that Stanek knows things hidden to her since she has lived with the hunter nightly. She hates him, and if she can be more coherent, we may find answers that we seek. So this kind of opened up the speculation if Stanek is a trap, and if the hunter expects us to go. Oh, there is a angry camera at me. Okay. If the hunter expects us to go with her with questions or something like that, but then back in July, the unknown caller said, "Let them seek the mad teacher." He smiles at the thought. They will come to her with their questions, but to do that, they have to get close. Kids, adults, they'll try to talk to her for your club voices. Both, I don't. She is not in a prison. Not when she can see. He is in our dreams. The teacher, her cage on the inside, like me. Oh, that rhymed. That like poetry slam rhymed. Okay. Anyway, so Theodore was made aware of concerns that the hunter may be using Stanek as a trap. He said he did not consider it because her actions are erratic, but he will be more wary with her. He said that if Stanek is a trap, she's likely to hurt the hunter as well as Theodore. And then Theodore says, if she is a trap, she is likely to hurt him as me, I believe we said. The idea says, Stanek says the hunter rises and laughs at her when she tries to think of voices or those who hosted them. The idea finds it cruel but telling because he is taking such pain to hold the thoughts of other voices from his host. The idea believes he worries about losing her. The hunter wants to appear fast, so he blocks Stanek's thoughts out of paranoia, even though it costs him dearly. The idea believes his protectiveness means it as a risk to take unwilling hosts. Perhaps he could lose his imperfect host to other voices if they interact with them, which is why he blocks any mention of other voices from them. Die For You had shown progress with the unknown caller, but his attention has been diverted. My brain is trying to process all this and understand it.
Honestly, same.
Honestly. So just to recap, this is all about Stanek, which is a teacher, right? Music teacher.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
music teacher.
Music teacher. Yes. Thank you, guys.
So,
Yeah. So
I
later
mean,
on.
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to
Oh, the forest.
illustrate my
Yes.
point that is not a point at all, but is totally my point. You know.
It's a point, but not a point.
Yeah. So if you turn up, I'm going to turn up the audio like all the way. We go in loud up in here, right? Okay.
Hide now.
So, thing is, we hear like the ambient noise. We hear, like everything going on. You'll occasionally hear like ding dong sounds from below. It's all like very here. But you go into the forest, right? Into the forest. All of a sudden, it gets softer, nothing. And like this is on the map. I mean, it's pretty close to the edge of the map. But like it's on the map here and nothing. So, what if it's not a bug? What if it's proving the point of like here's the edge of, like we come back in here, starts getting louder. What if what our kids and the town feels like is just ambient noise or whatever is actually part of the song? And when we get outside or to the outskirts, like we finally hear pure silence. I know that's not what it is, but just go with me on it. Pretty cool, huh?
Oh,
Pretty cool.
That is
I
pretty
think
cool.
you have a point because there are points of the map that do get quieter, such as the edge of old growth. That entire kind of cliffside, if you perch on that cliffside, it does get very quiet in that situation. That's something I've also noticed too, because I've used it for interactions.
Okay, that part's done. Now what?
But it's definitely in the
Good.
more forested areas. I've
Now we,
noticed that it's quieter.
Right? And it's like, it's not like we were pressing our faces against the edge of the map, but it's like in the forest areas, it just seems to grow quieter. And whether that's, just because of game logistics or not, that's fine. But what if it wasn't? Like, what if that was just a little attention to detail of like, when you go to the forest, the song's not as strong.
Maybe the sort of relaxing nature of those areas, usually being out of the way of most buildings and such. Maybe it's that sort of feel of nature quiets the song a bit, helps you forget about it.
Maybe.
I think there's also a point there because it's away from people, and as the song, as you know, it's a collection of people. So I think that's also a very valid point, that it's away from like society and humans and the like. So it's probably going to also be weaker there too than it will be on the rest of the map.
Right? So, I just think they can file that bug away on their Trello or Jira board because we bought it.
It's Jira.
It's lore now.
It's Jira.
There you go, Jira board. Yeah,
Is it a
Kira.
bug or a feature? Yes.
It is now a feature.
It is now a feature. A lot of things here were bugs that turned into features, but back on the Stanek train. So basically, to recap what I said earlier, it's because the hunter blocks out the other voices that Stanek can hear. TID thinks that if they were able to talk to Stanek, that they could break Stanek out of their control, basically, because he thinks that the hunter wouldn't go to such effort to block all of the voices if they didn't think that they would be easily taken away or something like that. So, with that being said, the Aedra needs help from either in her teeth or Diaphragm to clear Stanek's mind, but Diaphragm is busy distracting the hunter directly. In her teeth may help if the Aedra can convince her that he has changed. So then we have some speculation from the Discord where some people thought that maybe Stanek could have Gorgon because she's blinded by the notes she took for Dance for Us. Aishti may be interested in that because she's been looking in for Gorgon, so I guess that could be a way to convince her to help the Adair. She's been looking in for Gorgon, so I guess that. And then Stanek resists the hunter during the day, but hosts him at night. And instead of picking up Stanek as a hunter host, like they did with Colm, speakers want to allow Stanek to roam free so they can watch her. They believe she knows where Colm's child is in hopes that by observing her, she will lead her to where the child is being kept. The unknown caller calls the child special. Child special, his now warmth within his red glow. And going back to the special comment, SAO kind of remarked also that if the child was grown into like hostage, since it was a child and it was like it could be like a perfect host, it could be like very saturated. So that could be really spooky too, as well, I guess. Saturated baby. Anyway.
Gravy baby.
No.
Thanks, I hate it.
Yeah, as soon as I said it, I hated it too.
No
You're
more
welcome.
creepy babies. We're in 2021. We're not having creepy babies.
Okay, no, that's not okay.
Sorry.
No
break
more
the
creepy
rules.
babies, please. Leia, have mercy on us.
I do have mercy.
But-
That's why I give them to you.
Little baby, as a treat.
So moving forward, we have TAD's comments on Pride that Crate is going to go through with us. I'm gonna go
Yes.
to Hunting West.
Game faces.
Ready?
So the idea in the process of his changing has always kind of been a little bit leery of how he is changing. He has been especially wary of pride because once a voice becomes too engulfed in their own selfless self-worth, their way becomes the only way. He had briefly touched upon this before, where he had said that self-doubt is something of an old enemy in a kid, but it is a new friend to him. So he believes that by trying to he self-depreciates a lot. We know this. We joke about this a lot in the Discord, how he can self-roast and say, like start a war too early, then explode, stuff like that. So he kind of justifies that behavior by saying, I am wary of this because of this. And he goes on to say, my kind have long acted as if our message was inherently good, some amount of pride vital to that. Make the hosts our evangels. Yes, those who do so become proud, and we, their quiet patrons, more so. They get worse, we get worse. Pride eating pride, eating pride. Until one day you talk to us, and our way is the only way. I believe I may err in this, that my sister, in her teeth, sees us as our doom, corruption. So I am wary of that pride.
That's interesting that
So
he says that as like what we kind of view as like the voice of choice. That he might someday wake up and think like his way is the only way. Like choice is the only way, I guess. That's interesting.
Which is quite ironic.
Yeah.
I think even he knows that.
Right. But some of the other voices have in the past, like with the dreams, where Die For You has said, like, he spurs us on towards where I think even though he is of choice, he has the ability to point us in a certain direction that we may appreciate or he wants us to follow. And he says he doesn't judge, but I think he offers out the way that he says is incorrect
Good.
to follow,
And,
and then he sees a more correct way, and he offers both of those options to you and makes the option he wants more appealable. Um, that's just my view on it, knowing him. We also have a little lore from SAO about the twins. The twins exist in 920 on Hudley, and they are the Wazeli twins. And we have gotten some lore about the Watcher, about the Wazeli family, and how they're like prominent. So the editor came in and said SAO is curious about the twins when he was asked if the twins are being investigated in order to see if they are a good fit to become the next voice. He wonders why SAO is observing them in secret if the twins were loyalists. And Leia's got a very good view of 920 observation here, which is pretty questionable for why that exists in this lore sense. If they don't see that kind of loyalist in them, then he wonders if SAO is seeking out innocence, perhaps, like sleep with sleepers. So I thought that was pretty interesting, because we don't have much lore on the twins.
technically competent.
Yeah, it's always been interesting that we don't have a lot of lore on them, but we know a lot of like creepy details, like hey, their DNA and sweats like getting tracked and their workout mixes, but we don't like know anything else. At least that's what I've always felt, is like we know creepy details about them where like if you walked up to someone on the street and you knew those creepy details, like someone would run in the opposite direction. So it's kind of nice to see a fuller picture.
Yeah, and I think it is time for, guess what, guys?
Is it a giveaway?
It's an away give, not a giveaway. Sorry, we don't have giveaways here.
Oh,
We only have away
damn, I was
gives.
so excited for a giveaway, and you just ruined everything.
I'm
God
so
damn
sorry.
it, Jaden. You should be sorry.
We're gonna have to look
Classic.
into what those giveaways are that everyone always asks for.
Yeah, we have
You
no
should.
idea.
I
what
heard
those
they're
are.
a lot of fun.
Well, we do in fact have our second giveaway, which is, as I'm scrolling, some custom character. Oh, I have a visitor. Okay, bye, visitor. Some custom character art from our resident artist, Kip, or Kipasaur, as some people know him.
Ooh.
Yeah, so let me get that started. You know the drill.
We love Kip.
Wait until Streamlabs tells you. And then do exclamation point giveaway. There we go. Wonderful.
Giveaway, giveaway. I don't know what those are. I only know away gives.
What a hot track. You might want to hook up with Drummer Boy. I think he can work something out with you.
Oh my god.
We are vibing. Thank you for asking.
Hey, Seven Tech. Glad you're here. We're doing an away give, in case you couldn't tell, for custom character art from Kip. So if you'd like to enter, do exclamation point giveaway. All right. And the winner is, here's my drum roll. This drives my dog crazy, just in case you're wondering. The winner is Somniloquy. It is Kyle. Congratulations.
Kyle! Hell yeah.
That is so awesome.
Nice.
I will
Awesome.
Lucid. No, I'm on another screen, Lucid.
There's a tripwire up there in case you need this.
Oh, thank you. I will lead him to do. Okay, so yes, that is our way give. Did we miss a surprise? I feel like we missed a surprise.
Wait, did we miss a surprise?
I think so, because I think it should have already happened.
No. I am looking.
Uh,
Shuffles cards.
Yeah, no. I think we did. More towards the beginning. So we'll have
yeah.
to put one in here.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I see.
So
Reading comprehension is
We can,
overrated. Don't worry,
we can,
guys.
we can break up this next
Yeah.
giant block with it, like just like slap it in like the middle, like I don't know,
yeah, whenever you get like dry mouth, just be like, and now for the surprise.
Remember to hydrate or dihydrate, guys.
Yes.
All right, okay. So before we get to your surprise, let me tell you about what happened after that watcher got stuck in the place between, because it's scalding. So after finding
it's
out
so steaming.
the missing watcher did not report back, Speakuswin goes on the warpath, demanding what happened to it and where it is. Speakuswin cursed the players and sent the town after them. They say, you tore out a part of us, and that they will end us one by one until it is found. The group is picked off one by one by the shave, actually, that this happened to, in another interaction with another group. Speakuswin blames the entire Blackout Club for what happened. They try to placate Speakuswin by saying that the person who took the watcher there didn't know that they would be trapped in the place between. Speakuswin doesn't buy it and says that someone knew that the plan intended torture and they won't be deceived. Lies, so many liars among you. We trusted some of you no longer. The player insists they'll tell Speakuswin what happened if they let them unsuppress their friend. They try to explain what happened with the missing watcher while leaving out names. Speakuswin seems satisfied by the information and says, you seek to steal them back, we see. We will confirm, return home, sleep. This is not over. HQ reports that sleepers were found nearby the hideout, and the Dead Skeptic reports an army of sleepers in the wood as well. Yeah, that's an army and not in the streets. They're searching the goddamn woods. What the shit did your club do? I didn't want to curse, but I guess I have to. Alright. So then later, a couple players were in a mission and they got visited by TAD. And then they asked why why that player decided to help them and essentially leave SAO. So he gives them information about Watchers and on how they have their lives tailored for them, removing offensive memorization, keeping anything that would make them follow the song, and also that TMC has set a trap for someone. And the quote is, "But I think it is one identity, nor all of you at once. I believe they use what works with you, and what works is personality, and the only personality they have were memories from before owned by someone assembled. I am told they cut parts out, but only the parts that offend. Personality, memory, what works on you they use again. So it is neither one nor all, but a thing tailored for you. Here I will state advice. I will not state advice, for we are not alone." So yeah, and that TAD. Sorry, yeah, and then TID says about TMC, he set the trap. He now returns to other duties. Yeah, so it was TMC who opened and closed the door for the poor watcher. And now that you guys have that, before we continue, we have a special secret, super awesome gift.
Oh, right.
Special, secret, awesome,
That
and a
one.
gift.
That one thing.
And it's a gift.
The thing with the stuffing thing.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Pardon my French.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. This is our way of saying, Happy Halloween, you trick-or-treated and you got a treat. You know, smooth, I know.
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoy the sub, use your emotes and stuff. They're fun.
Enjoy those emotes.
Stalker photo. Find that little freak.
Alright, so going back to the Watcher. So okay, so a group of two kids enter the in-between and get the attention of the broken Watcher. The Watcher repeatedly asks them if they can hear and see, in addition that they are nothing. After a while, they give up a number of one of the houses, 919. So the Watcher just says 919, 919, 919, I lived. I am 95, 95, 95, 95. I am, I was, I am, I was. And then in another interaction, the Watcher continues their story when Joel is mentioned. Joel, I know who is. I know that why a name it was to be name of. Okay, I'm not gonna read this because it's a bunch of gibberish. But basically, they just talk about Joel and how wanted a child. My son wanted a baby. Loves the name Joel. Did he? But where? Baby never was. Baby never was. So yeah, because if I start saying this out loud, my couch will float on or something. It's witchcraft in here.
What do you mean you had such great practice being like that with pot roast? Just should come natural to you.
Honestly, pot roast is like in a box in the back of. But anyway, so later, the Adair hopes to get answers about Bells from the imprisoned Watcher in order to confirm whether she is dead or alive. But meanwhile, players kind of speculate that the house that the Watcher lived in was 919. If someone talks to the Watcher, the Adair leaves because it cannot abide his presence while he is on the surface of a mind. And the Watcher is basically scared of the Adair, for lack of a better word. And he said we do not know how long ago it died. And then when asked about Satcon, the Watcher said,
In God's name.
the prison, the Gale, it's jail. The asylum, sin takes us there. We do not want it. When the Adair is asked about Joel, he says he lost Joel early and that he did not have contact with him for very long before he was shattered. The Adair also says that Dead Skeptic was interested in his house, 919 Hoadley, but he doesn't know why. And then he continues and says that his hosts choose to share what memories the Adair is allowed to access when they die. He says Joel chose to share little and wondered if Joel was ashamed of his past. The Adair says Joel was young and felt guilty for living with family. The Adair assumes it was a matter of not having the money for his own house. Joel requested that the Adair never ask about his family. The Adair didn't wish to offend Joel, and prior to business, he didn't want to share. Joel was a local to Redacre, not a part of the Adair's army, but he wanted to be like them. He busied himself with his radio project, but was conned by someone. The Adair says there are hints in Joel's memories about that person claiming to be outside Redacre or able to get him there. So he was trapped. The Dead Skeptic is asked about their interest in 919 Huadli, and they say that the unknown caller was assigned to 922 Huadli, Palm's house first, and then 919 Huadli when they lost contact with the person originally assigned to it, which is probably the original Dead Skeptic from the laptop transcripts. When asked if she was in trouble or needs rescuing, they said they doubt she's in more trouble than we are. They never heard of the name Joel, but have contact instance 14 in their files regarding the house. The angels here. They say their file's old, as in founding family's old. The family's name is Wellesley, who have been in Redacre for generations. The Wellesleys are a big family with more than one property. After it was suggested that the Watcher's original identity was Joel's grandparent, the Dead Skeptic wonders if Joel tried to run his radio club out of the grandparent's house. Because if your family is a part of SAO, you would seek a less observed space, or a space where the adult is less physically mobile. It is concluded that Joel and the Watcher are a part of this local family. The Adair says the pact is willing to hurt the Watcher for answers, but the children suggested trying to meet it and learn about it first. And I know a lot of people were riled up about that. When asked about bells, the Watcher says we are forbidden because it doesn't trust them. The Watcher just doesn't answer, claiming it is being tormented with tests. Speak as one says the Watcher will not remember memories that were removed, but rather speaking on things that it was originally forbidden to say. And then they also say that the voice seeks a way to bring the Watcher back and believes they will be forced to find a way to take their own prisoner as well. And the quote is, the voice seeks to find out, but it is more likely that we are forced to do the same, imprison, coerce, and by that discover such method. If we knew how to bring it home, it would be done. But instead, wrath.
But you can't tell me that once they bring that Watcher home, everything's gonna be fine. Like, that Watcher has a bleak future either way.
Yeah, it's a contingency issue at this point. It's like a neutralize the Watcher if not be able to capture
Yeah.
things.
So I feel like even though it might not appreciate being taken, like waking it up and actually giving it a choice is like a better outcome than it's going to receive if we give it back. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, the damage is already done. I
Mhm.
agree. Might as well just roll with it at this point.
By the way, if you didn't know, we do have a stalker.
Oh, we do?
Point them out. Point them out.
I'm gonna zap him. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, like Winter says, even though it isn't human, I cannot help but feel bad for it. Yeah, a lot of people felt bad for it, and they were like, "Don't hurt the Watcher, please." But then, also, this is war, I guess, for the voices. So for them, it's like, yeah, but this is war.
Watching us.
I got him.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, I am stupid.
The shape's gone. I think. Guys, please, not the shape.
All right, I can get you.
Alright, so SAO talks about how the Watcher in the in-between isn't relearning memories it once had, but instead ones that it normally wouldn't. SEO speculates that other Watchers have been lost to the in-between trap, and this one just survived to do the pact. Oh, due to the pact refining their trap. They cannot. Those memories gone. It is still of the song, even apart. However, Watchers know much that we are forbidden to say. I see. Okay, interesting. I guess that kind of goes playing hand in hand with the difference if how you choose what TAD remembers and how SEO chooses the parts of you that you keep, basically, and the ones that are problematic in a sense go away.
I do find
So-
it very. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Hey,
I do find it very interesting that the Watchers technically do know a lot of stuff. They just can't say it.
Maybe they like physically cannot like actually like mutter the words, and sometimes like I've asked them like for more context, and they've just been like they can only kind of like dance around it, but they can't really like confirm or say something. Sometimes they just can never truly
So you
say.
think they know, but they aren't actually capable of saying what they know? That kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Which is why a lot of my conversations now are just like, I'm just telling you the information and then you react, because there's really nothing I can do about it anyway. Anyway, yeah, so in regard to the Watcher, the Derek acknowledges it is wrong to take prisoners, but he says he is not a person, he is choice. Dun dun dun. Many of the children said, do not merely help us choose, make your own choices when you must. So he chooses the Watcher's suffering over the club's suffering. Good job, guys. You made TAD into a monster. Moving on. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Let's just gloss over that statement. Wow. Wow.
You
Anyway,
made a lot of people very angry.
Shameless God promotion, I think.
look, this is
Shameless God promotion
Fact.
counts
this
as
is
one.
fact. This is objective truth. The editor says those who dress up as Speak as One followers by wearing the Stalker jacket shirt have been more successful in gaining the Watcher's trust. Oh, it got deleted. When asked about the Wesley family, the Watcher says it was one of the oldest daughters of the Wesley family.
Isn't that a family with twins? That's the twin family, right?
I cannot.
They are a part of it, yes.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought
okay.
I thought those were the twins we were talking about earlier. Is there a second set of twins?
It's a big family, yeah. Arcade says. I mean, yeah, they also said they own a lot of property. I mean, there wasn't enough family members for one of them to be defectives. But like, it's into defects to TAD.
We need to get some freaking family trees up in here. We need to
Do
get a
you want me to
whiteboard
activate
out.
the party right now?
Do it.
I'm ready.
Let's party.
Alright, so the Watcher was unable to remember Joel, but seems familiar with the name because their son wanted to name their child Joel, which is kind of what they said earlier in that mumbo jumbo stuff. However, the Watcher claims Joel never came to be and doesn't know why. I mean, give lots of reasons. It says, Joel, a name my son loved. He wanted a baby, but no baby. Why is it? When asked if the Watcher could be shown Joel's fragment, the TID says, show how. It is not confined. The thing does not seem to see inside, but children tell me of odd behavior. When told the Watcher was able to recognize 919 Hoadley while they were inside of it, TID ponders how similar he and the Watcher is, and encourages showing it Joel's fragment. It spoke, I wonder if it is truly like me, then parts of itself taken and decaying. See? And this kind of harkens back to the speculation that maybe it turns into a voice.jpg, because TID has... We spoke a little bit how TID had already remarked that it is like him, and then he's like saying it again, like, dude, maybe it is like me. So if it is like him, then maybe it can be its own thing, which is pretty crazy, but we'll see. When the Watcher is told about how Joel was alive and how they were tricked by someone, leading to Joel taking his own life, the Watcher seems skeptical and claims it's a lie. The Watcher is somehow shown Joel's fragment in 919, and it sees that the players were telling the truth. No one lived with me. But what is this mark? No, 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 no. My son had a child. I do not. I cannot remember, but I see. I do not wish to see. Perhaps the memory of them having a child is what SEO took from them, or their son having a child.
Is that the baby?
No, because the baby's in 922.
There's so many babies. I love it.
So many babies.
I
and child.
love it.
I know, right? It's like babies and child. This whole month is like,
This
how
is
do we say
Leia month.
static? And then also the Watcher having this entire identity and arc. It's a lot.
I do find it very interesting how the Watcher does not knows that they wanted to name a child Joel, but doesn't know that there is someone in their family whose name is Joel, which makes you either wonder they're a grandparent, and so they don't actually, like, they were going to use a name for the first son, but then whoever they decide to get for the second son.
Yeah.
Or there's also the possibility that she's had that memory ripped out of her because they did something to Joel that if she knew about, she would freak out.
Yeah, it's...
Dude, that's heavy. I love it. It's so heavy. Can you imagine, like, finding out after you, like, love and devote yourself to something that it took something that visceral and primal away from you?
It's
like,
the shameless voice promotion?
I'm not promoting any go. I'm not promoting. Yeah, this is
Okay,
a shady ass voice.
Okay.
Not this is a voice demotion.
You're just throwing shit. Okay, I see you, Leia. I see you.
I do think there's a valid point in that too, because like the song requires that you don't have doubt and requires blind devotion and the like, and it also kind of it emphasizes erasure of family, so you can be truly as one because the family can identify the self. So I wouldn't be surprised if they erase Joel because it was upsetting and could cause some form of rebellion in the Watcher. In order to prevent that from happening, they erase that.
Yeah, and I think as they said before, they actually do cater memories and stuff. They will take and replace memories, so they make sure the Watcher will stay compliant. So it makes sense that they would want to remove something that that SAO did that requires them murdering someone in their family.
Yo, what if we got Siobhan and Nayeli back and they were like, what baby? We never had a baby. And then, like, they go back into their house and all the pictures of the baby's gone. The baby book, like, got taken. And they're like, we never had a baby. We also didn't have a brother named, Column. Like, we don't know what you're talking about. And then one of our missions is to like find the baby book and go put it back in their house or some shit. Oh my god, oh my god. It'd be
Maya,
good.
you have an unhealthy obsession
yeah, it's
with babies.
really
I'm just putting
great
that out there.
And 7tech, I see that you redeemed the no UI mode. I will turn off my UI. Which sucks, I'm using drones. I don't know where everybody is. Guess I'm just gonna have to guess.
Alright, I think we have another gift, don't we?
Oh, really?
Wait,
Another
do
gift?
we have another surprise?
Another surprise?
Is there another
Apparently.
surprise?
Is it an away gift?
Is it an away give or a surprise?
It's a surprise.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what it could be, but if it says a surprise, then we have to obey the agenda then, right?
Yes, we must hypnotize. Alright, I know, yeah, that's that one, yeah.
Surprise!
Liz got one?
Hey,
Macy one?
You trick or treated and you got a treat.
aw, yeah.
Hell yeah. We love you
Alright.
guys.
Now for some measure cuts lore. A light was recently sent asking the measure cuts if the Watcher could be released from the jail. The Adair answering in place says that he is silent because to contain the jail or to keep it there, measure cuts has to stay inside the in-between. Which the Adair believes that he won't disobey Seed the Grudge and release the Watcher at any point because he doesn't want to risk losing all the precious information that he gathered from him. And some speculation on it from RK. RK speculates that did TMC turn himself into the jail? Is the Watcher stored in TMC? And is he possibly in that case merging with the in-between, which scares me.
Then who is jail?
Mmm.
Thanks, I hate it. That's all I have to say on that.
These are
But no,
big
he
thoughts.
has
once I
been
agree.
in there for a while. Like, what is he up to in there? At one point, I wondered, like, is he potentially turning the place in between into like a bunker? Because he has a history of like trying to run away from problems when they get to be big. And in Red Acre, you can't exactly do that.
What was next?
So that kind of crossed my mind too. So he can definitely have some kind of influence on the place in between now that it's kind of worrying.
Like Naming Master says, SAO we are Legion. TMC I am jail.
When you have no jail, just become the jail. It's easy as that.
No jail? Become one today.
Do you want to become more Jill? Of course you do.
3 easy payments.
But with
With their
that,
handy dandy brochure.
with that being said, we do have a third away give. Yes,
We
it's
do.
true. We do.
This is
Crazy.
our last
Can't
away
believe
give. And this is for a copy of the Blackout Club that was donated to us by Maxwell. Thank you, Maxwell.
Ooh.
And you can enter this for yourself, though most of you probably already have the game. You can also enter it to give it to a friend or somebody that you want to have join the cult. Join the cult.
Tonight is the perfect
Not a
night to
cult.
grind
Yes.
to 100k with your friend and make them burn a lore.
There you go.
Too. So there you go.
Exclamation point giveaway to enter the giveaway.
I'm sure everybody has one friend they know that could totally use a copy of the greatest stealth horror game ever in our time.
You just slide into their DMs and say, "Yo, let's spend
a copy of the
Halloween
game,
together."
I got a funny video game. You want to play?
Yeah, it's totally fine. Not a cult. Totally fine.
Do you like lore? Then we got a game for you.
Winter's asking if they can still enter this one, or no, since they won in art.
I would say let's let somebody else win, because I know if you enter, you're just gonna automatically win since you bribe
Yeah.
our giveaway bot. I'm just kidding. I know you
Rigged.
don't.
Rigged.
Massey says, "Do you like emotional distress? Come join our cult." It's so accurate. All right, the winner is drumroll. Massium! Congratulations. I
Welcome
will
pitch.
message you after this and we will get that taken care of. Congrats.
Congrats.
Happy
Mass.
Halloween. Another treat for you.
Another one joins.
Yes, one of us.
One of us.
And last but not least, we have some HTS lore.
Ew.
Take us away, Crate.
Yep. Give me
Take us away
1
in
second, because I am making
Crate us
the
away.
old growth claw. I hate it. I
Come
hate
crate
this.
away. Come crate away. Come
Crate us
crate
away.
away with me.
Let me just take care of these listens, like I'll take care of you guys later.
Oh.
Let's get right into the mood. Let's get into the mood, since you wanted me to do the HTS area.
Oh, I'm scared.
SMA. I can't believe Crate is joining HTS. This
Good.
is so sad. Can we get an F?
So, Gaspel, as I like to call him. So nobody is surprised, but HTS is once again breaking the rules. Who's surprised? Not me. So we got some lore from Dead Skeptic, and they came in and they said that their people are starting to worry about the hunter because deciding not to worship something with rage is easier than it sounds. And looking at all the past interactions the older members have had, where like they're like, "We will fight you. You will not get to us," and how like HTS has been like, "Oh yes, very good." That kind of speaks home to that. He doesn't fit the template. He reverses it, and we see this a lot because, like, we didn't have his name for a while, but his name defines a voice and shows how well they can survive with that voice and how they can spread. But he didn't have that. He took the other way with Dance for Us in order to get what he wanted. So they're a little leery, and I think they also have right to be leery because if we are to believe past lore, where the idea has also stated that Stanek went outside of Red Acre with the baby, and that was under his control, like, I'm kind of worried that they might be another target, but that's just purely speculation. In regards to his next move, too, the unknown caller had dropped by and said the hunter hasn't been sleeping, and claims he will enjoy his next move. In response
Barf.
to being asked,
It's move. Crate.
Thanks, I hate it.
I hate both of you right now. So, in response to being asked if the hunter is worried about Stanek wandering around, he said, "Know this, he has not been sleeping. You will quite enjoy his next move. The teacher, they think she is a thing he has forgotten, left behind. They are very funny. She serves him still, even now. Night is for him." So Stanek is having a rough time of it.
Yeah, it's like we said earlier. At night, she hosts him, and then during the day, that's the only time that she can resist his hostageness.
Guys, he gotta go. He just gotta go.
He gotta go, dude.
So
He
Yeah,
much.
kick him off the island easily.
He's been around for way
Vote
too
now
long.
to vote HTS off the island.
Can we sign a can we sign something to just get Noel to just get rid of HTS right now? Like, we had to deal with SAO, now we have this bastard.
Right?
Hey.
I mean,
Watch it,
fair.
Maxwell.
You know what I noticed is that next week-ish, on November 9th, is the 1 year anniversary of him snacking on my girl and us having our heart broken. So, not that I'm counting, not that I have it on the
No.
calendar, but like
No.
this dude has been around in our time for a year. Let's get him out of here. We don't want him. Let's get our
New
girl
meme to
back.
make. New meme for the community to make. It's the "I'm sick of this" meme with the portrait, but let's put Aspelt symbol in it instead. I think that would be an excellent meme addition to the family.
That would be. Let's get him out of here. Get Dance and Chase back. I mean, that sounds like a great plan. Just saying.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I don't like the hunter. I didn't like him on release. I didn't like him.
Hey, Jaden, I have a question. Didn't you like take one of Hunter's challenges once, and you were like, "Hurt me harder" or something like that too?
I mean,
So what do you mean? What do you mean that you hate the Hunter? What's the truth?
I don't like the hunter. I did that to show that he's absolutely doo-doo because he hurt me and I could still capture the stalker. Granted, the stalker was actually pretty free, not even gonna lie. So that also didn't help. But yeah, it for me was just to be like, yeah, you ain't shit. Anyway, we do have our community segment coming right up. Leia will walk us through with that.
yes.
Everyone's favorite segment, the best segment, literally.
Let's sit down and relax and pour that cup of cocoa, kick up your feet, and welcome to, once I click the right button, there we go, a community spotlight, or the community segment, and it's Halloween themed. I hope I'm not triggering anyone's arachnophobia with that spider. I definitely am with mine.
I am looking away.
It's spooky. I am scared.
Oh, well, don't look at the spider. Look at that cute little skeleton. So cute. All right, friends. To start out, we have some art from our wonderful club member, Sans. To the left, we have Troy. And Sans says that Troy has finally got the courage to become godless. He feels better, he doesn't fear death, and now nothing stands in his way. In the middle, we have what is a gift for a friend. And on the right, we have the postcard from a skit that literally had me crying with laughter. If you did not see Sans getting this letter delivered to him from Dance for Us, go to his Twitter and watch it. It is hilarious and very, very well done. And now I want a letter that says, "I live, bitch," from my girl.
Same.
All right, what do you guys think?
I love the middle piece. It's very good. I like the sort of simplistic art style, and yet it's very expressive.
It really is. I love that little skull on the back of his sweatshirt too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think the perspective is very, very good on all of these pieces. Like, that is not an easy pose to capture, and even though you don't have shading, you can clearly see like the shape of the calves and how it captures that form, and I really appreciate it. I also really love seeing anything that is in real life 3-dimensional. I think it's wonderful that people are making things, and I really appreciate the colors of it. Everyone just knows Dance for Us is pink and purple and just goes for it.
Yeah.
And the skit, I cannot emphasize enough. Sans, I wish you would have submitted the skit too. Maybe do that next month, because literally, go find it on Twitter. I was dying. It's hilarious. It's super well done. Comedy on point. We also have some artwork from our favorite Fiverr, not Exodus 6000.
What? This is PG-13.
Hey, we welcome that here. So on the left, we have Suma and Massim's characters. And on the right, we have Suma defecting. And Suma said that it was planned to be Hunt the Strong in the background, but now they have other ideas for their TBC character. So, little mystery there. What do you guys think?
I love
I
Not
cannot
Exodus' art always.
get
So
enough
yeah.
of it.
But
It is so
Yeah.
detailed.
Like, realism is something you really have to practice at. And not only that, you have like the differences between the foreground and the background and the merging of the elements. And Not Exodus always does a very good job of like establishing foreground and background and all these little details that really help bring it all together.
we just
And
keep
I love
buying
the
art.
painterly effects. Like, I could go on and on, but I'll spare you guys.
We just
I
keep
do-
buying art from this person. I don't love it.
Your first mistake
never-
was
I've never
inviting an
ordered.
artist to the stream.
No,
do-
that's what I want. I love the commentary, so please do
We don't
not
have
stop.
bugs on Ridiculous Neighborhood Watch. They're all features, okay?
Yes.
So
They've been receiving so much so much of this like TBC fan art commissions. I'm surprised no one has ever dared to send them the link to the Discord.
At
I-
this point, Dan.
let's have Not Exodus on the show next time. Then.
Why not? Another little detail that I noticed, like on the piece where Suma is defecting, is like the arm itself is changing, and I think that's really gnarly. I really
Yeah.
appreciate that detail.
I agree. I totally agree. Very, very
Arky
well
says
done.
they are on the Discord.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Are
sure
they?
they joined. I don't know if they're still there, but at one point they did join.
They must have been
Good to
very
know.
confused and very
We are
scared.
being
Right?
we are being judged for our sins.
God forbid they ever check SAS at all at any point in time.
Ah, yes, it is time for our RK Inks,
Yes.
as usual.
We have an amazing artist, Granny Oki. She is the one that did our bits badges for our channel. And this was submitted by RK. RK said, I know, I wanted to get a picture to commemorate my first voiced interaction on November 20th of last year. The quote, "I've seen your distress. It resonates. It calls to me. I can feel your anger," is from the interaction itself. On the timeline, this happened sometime after the large comic I got from Cretaceous, where RK fantasized about shattering the ritual mirror in a fit of rage. There's no way STG didn't pick up on that angry energy, so she had to stop by. I've had the idea for this picture for a while and knew Granny Oki's style would suit it best. I love the creative direction she went with it. There is light shining from the cracks in the mirror because it serves as a conduit between us and the voices. Definitely check her out. What do you guys
I
think?
love it. I love the text. I wonder if they wrote that by hand. It's really, really nice. I wish my
It does
handwriting was
look
that
like
good.
it's hands. It does look like it's hand drawn.
Mhm.
would be very
I love the fact that the cracks in the mirror were continued from that comic, and I especially love the light from the Light of Rebellion. Like, you can see it on RK's hand reaching out to the mirror. That's a really nice detail that really helps drive it home, I think.
Mhm.
I did notice it's not a boxcar though. Is this a building?
No, it looks like it's the boxcar because I can see a sleeping bag in the background.
Yeah, but it
It
looks like
just
there's
might
like
not
windows.
be. It just might not be very lit up.
I love it so much.
It's okay. If we can accept the car gene therapy, we
Yeah. That's completely realistic. I know how you'd even get one down there.
It's
Max will
canon now.
transition to a physics test where he explains how you can get a car down. into
Why do
a
you think the bridge is broken? That's what happened. The car was going up and then
Oh no.
you know?
Oh shit, you're right.
All right, next we have some art by Seven Tech. So there's a story here that Seven Tech was inviting their friend Nan to play TBC late at night, but it was morning for Nan, and so it took her a while to join in, and so RK thought that they might as well play while Nan was getting ready. And not long after, did I say RK? Seven
You
Tech.
did.
Seven Tech. We're talking about Seven Tech. Yes, I did mean Seven Tech. So, Seven Tech started playing, and then not long after got visited by SAO and was scrambling and trying to get Nan to like come play. And Nan's reaction to Seven Tech saying someone is here was, I gotta get some coffee and you meet a fucking god. And so they illustrated that on the left, which
I
is
love it.
hilarious. And then, of course, on the right, not long after Seven Tech's SAO visit, like a day or two, she got visited by the Idare and finally got a Halo. Congrats.
Yeah, congrats.
What do you guys think?
I love Seven
I-
Tech's art.
Oh yeah. I love all the little textures and like the brushstrokes that come off of the symbol and the voices themselves. And I especially love the little details of like the text emojis, like freaking out and having those little emotes next to them. Basically, I think that's a really nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
I like how the
And-
voice. Oh, sorry.
And on the painted piece, I really appreciate like it's a very simplistic background, but you can clearly see like what kind of inspiration like it was drawn in. It looks like the backyard of 922, and it's very iconic in a way.
Mhm.
I'm done. It's fine. Sorry.
I do like how the voice looks like it's almost done in a different brush than the actual person, so it sort of pops out between the two. There's like an obvious disconnect.
I agree. I really like, along that same vein, like how Nan's background is just like white and clean and like kind of what you would picture like a normal maybe morning brain looking like. And then when you go and look at Seven Techs, it's like dark and graffiti and like red sharp lines and sweat everywhere, and that's like how it is to play the Blackout Club again interactions. Like your whole brain just goes pff.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. Thank you so much, Seven Tech. Seven Tech also did the art in our intro, so make sure to check them out. We also have some amazing art from Finch, and this, they have shared this without the text, but here it is with the text. And they said they had a lot of fun working on this with Snow. So this was a
Collaboration.
yeah, thank you. My words are not coming. This was a giveaway piece, I believe. Right?
In a way, good piece.
A way give piece? I'm pretty
I think
sure.
it was.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was a way gift piece.
Yes, it was. Okay, perfect. I'm not like losing my marbles, which is, that's fair too. But yes, look how amazing this turned out.
The thing I love most about this piece is the strong blue backlight, and it really illuminates the figures and kind of has this ethereal glow, and it's present in the night sky too. I just love that glow effect. It's very easy to overdo, but here I think it just really helps bring the two forward and makes it a statement.
I like the way the text is all like flowy. It looks like fluffy, like clouds.
Mm-hmm. With the idea symbol in the moon, the little protective hand out in front of their friend that just like gets you in the feels. It's so wonderful. I can't wait to see what Finch comes up with our winner this month.
Eyes emoji.
Yes, eyes emoji. We also have some amazing photo edits from Massium. Of course, they never look like photo edits, but they are. And he always leaves the weirdest, strangest comments. So, he says, Arkansas should be pronounced Arkansas. Was his comment this month. So thank you. Thank you,
I
Massium.
can't agree. I really just can't.
I agree too, honestly, because it makes no sense that Kansas is pronounced Kansas, but then
Wait, is
Arkansas.
this a reference to that one Vine? I get the feeling
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
But yes, these
America,
are...
explain.
Pronounce it how it's spelled. I agree. Nice.
Yes. That one is always a interesting one. So yes, what do you guys think? I promise these are photos.
One of the things I love about these edits is they kind of always have like some kind of ethereal glow to around them. Like I feel like that's a signature Massium effect. Like it's especially obvious on the cryptogram picture. It really helps to like frame the hut that the sleeper is working in.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the use of like white and black in these images. It's very hard to work in those colors because they tend to either flatten or bring it forward in a way that doesn't give it really a lot of dimension. And it's hard to do that with art, but Mazim always seems to do it in such a way that like is masterful, and I really appreciate it.
I feel
do
like.
like.
Oh, go
sorry.
ahead.
I do like how all the pictures almost have this sort of slightly painted quality. Like they're that slightly bit imperfect where you can sort of almost believe that they're not pictures, but I very like it's like I think the top left one shows it best with the chair. Like the chair just barely isn't uniform enough to look like it's from the game, but it is.
I completely agree. I feel like this is what people in the TBC universe, when they dream, like this is what it looks like. Like if we were to get a cutscene or whatever that had someone dreaming, I feel like it would look like Massium's edits. They just look like dreams. All right, we also have some art from Maxwell. I mean, follower of Science Dad, longest name ever. Tell us about this, Maxwell.
Sorry, wrong. I have been printing out these little figurines of all the voices on little plaques, and I decided to bring out the hand mirror along with some candles to sort of set off the first four I created: TMC, DFY, TID, and SAO. And it took me a few times. I even had to break out like a really old photo taking camera that we had in a closet because my phone is horrible with this. But this took me quite a while to make, and I'm still making them.
This is so cool.
I cannot express enough greatness towards what Maxwell does because it may seem simple, like 3D modeling is not simple. It takes a lot of time, and having a 3D printer also is not something everyone has. So we get to see a medium that not a lot of people get to experience. And like I said, I am always all for anything 3D in real life regarding TBC. I got myself some cookie cutters from Maxwell. Thank you once again for those. I adore them. I can't wait to actually cook with them and decorate all those cookies. And these two are just wonderful. I love the details of like the lighting on the wall and like choosing 3 candles, but I worry that it might be a fire hazard. Not going to lie.
I mean, there's a towel. There's a towel.
That
Yeah,
well, yeah, that will add to the
right.
I had a
fire.
bottle. I had a bottle of water next to me. It's half filled, but I mean it works. But yeah, with
Fire
3D
safety,
printing,
everyone.
I could go on for hours of all the issues. I had to even replace the bed when making. I think it was the SAO one. I had to replace the bed because it got damaged. So that was fun.
wow.
And I probably 70% of my time with a 3D printer is me tinkering, trying to get it to work, and the other 30% is actually using it. But it is worth it.
Yeah,
in the
that
end.
sounds about right.
Yeah, these are awesome. We are thrilled that you continue sharing these, and I know some of the other things that you have printed. You don't think just about like the main thing that you're creating. Like you think about these little details of what can be etched in the base or what can be done here, and it's really cool to see that come out into something that's like 3D and tangible. So keep doing it.
Yeah. One last thing too is like all these pieces are so smooth. It is very hard to get 3D pieces very, very smooth. So props to that on that as well.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. The other part of Maxwell's submission is a questionnaire that Zayden posted. It's a little bit up in chat.
I'm gonna
That
post it again just in case.
yes, thank you. So it's super simple. I did it and can definitely say very simple. It's 3 questions, optional 4th question, and it's just kind of like a little dipstick test to see what the voice follower population is like in the TVC universe. And Maxwell, I think you're planning to compile all that data and
Oh yes.
and show it off in a great TMC fashion.
Currently, we have 47 responders, and
I have 48.
currently.
Did it too.
Oh right, you got 48 apparently. Last time I checked 2 seconds ago.
I just did it right now.
Oh my god. Yeah. Right now, Tid is in the top, which honestly I expected.
Right.
At 20 consecutive followers. Or semi-followers, since you can kind of pick as many as you are currently following. But I do love reading through the, why did you pick the voice? Because you have 2 people who put a single sentence that is, I don't know, I thought they were cool, and some people like Crate who put almost a paragraph of like, okay, so listen up. My kid had this time where they wanted to change their mind, but then they didn't, but then they did. It's very nice reading all of them.
You can't see it on the RNW stream, but I am looking directly at the camera, just slowly shaking my head right now.
That is.
You want
that, not me.
answers? I'm going to give you answers.
I don't think anyone understands what the point of it's called a short response. I figured I was gonna get short responses.
Yeah, that is a short response. You don't want to see the paragraph.
That's fair.
Thanks.
So if you haven't responded to that and you are interested, click that link. Go tell Maxwell what you think, and then we look forward to seeing the data that you get out of that for sure.
I will. After I think November 1st is when I expected to start compiling.
So tomorrow.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We also have some awesome art from Ruby. On the left is a commission for Connor Needs Help, and this is his character representing the Grapple Gang. And on the right, we have a happy tear getting some sleep. And then, of course, Ruby had to torment me by adding in a spooky dab. I'm not dabbing Ruby, sorry. But I enjoyed the spookiness of it.
I like the perspective of the grapple game. It's like hanging upside down. Really cool.
Isn't it? The 2 styles are just so different that it's almost crazy to think they come from the same person. That's like really a really cool artistic range.
There's a very very impressive range to go from very realistic and gritty to cartoonful
Chibi art.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cheery.
I said chibi, but
Yeah, very true.
I really like the grapple detail on the G of Grapple Gang. Like, it is a grapple with wings, basically helping hold up. And there's like a lot of these little details that I think really make that first image pop. I really enjoy the perspective too. Like, that is not an easy perspective to do.
I love the little droplets of paint, and like the ones that are really close are giant, even though like they're the same size as the other drops. That's like, I know we talked about perspective already, but that is very cool. We also have the Tetris slide of the month. There's always got to be one. And that was Demon's Muse. Muse submitted some amazing pieces of art. I tried to fit them all on the best that I could. On here, we have 2 commissions. One was for a friend, one was for Kyle. We also have some others of Muse's kid. We have a hunter piece that you can obviously tell in the middle there. And Muse says that they have too many ideas about Halo looks. And then, of course, the one on the right is like guts me every time I see it. but we have Muse just having her kid look cute, and then in the shadow we just have some really creepy shadow people that kind of reminds us that where our kids live in TBC is just a hard place for them sometimes. What do you guys think?
I'll go first. But I always appreciate Muse's design in a lot of characters. Like they sit down and they really clearly, she really clearly gives a lot of thought to what they wear, and it's like each time she draws Ara, it's a different outfit, and it's easy to get stuck in same clothes syndrome as an artist. You kind of like get adapted to drawing a model and working off of that model, and Muse is not afraid to kind of deviate from that with the clothes, which I always really appreciate because it kind of gives a sense of realism to the character, that they're wearing different stuff every day.
That was very
I also really
detailed.
I also really like just how emotive that the emotions can be shown in such a little way, like, you know, a little dip of the eyebrows and it's a completely different emotion than in another picture. I think there's a very good sense of conveying emotions with that.
Absolutely, I agree. That was very eloquent of you. I like it.
I super appreciate the "These Are Difficult Times" shirt with the music staff with like hard time signatures on them. That made that made the musician in me laugh. That's very
Yeah,
good.
those are just demonic times. I don't know what Muse was thinking with that. Good lord.
We also have some awesome art from Novo or Novocaine. So here we have a couple of different art styles. So we have Hunt the Strong's dress design, and then we also have Dance for Us and Hunt the Strong doing a little dance. And then the other three are in-game screenshot edits of what they think their character would really look like, and also their friend Raiko's character Celeste.
Nauseum has some competition now.
Think if they combined. Be too good for this
Oh
world.
god. The photo edits.
Too much power.
What do you guys think?
I do really like how neatly it's done. Like, it's very hard to tell that it is a photo edit, sort of like Massium's. Though it's sort of in the other way where it looks like it's actually from the game itself. Like, that could be something I would see a player have on them, the little, like, tattoo on the eye.
Oh,
I-
that's so true.
Love their dress design. Like, I love the accent mark on the shoulders, and I like the open slit with the leg, and the shoes match too. So I like it, and I like the frilly dress too that they made. It's very frilly, and I'm a sucker for frilly dresses. And it also, the character that's dancing with them has the same outfit that you see in the other pictures, so I like that too.
That's because it is.
So, I actually know what those two dresses are. The one on the left is the concept art for an HTS dress. And in the bottom image, you see HTS dancing with the one that is the Dance for Us dress. And you can just see the attitude
yeah.
coming off of the Dance for Us dancer. And the
That explains the
pose.
shoulders.
Yeah,
They're very
the shoulders
HTS-y,
are.
yeah.
I love a good shoulder design in a dress.
too.
I do a lot of character design, and that was just fucking chef kiss. And like it was mentioned, like a lot of these edits are really nice, and it also like helps bring a lot of character to the character itself. Like Novo said, like, oh, because I got shaped 3 times, I lost sight in one of my eyes, and so like Levi has this kind of tattoo over that eye to represent that, and that's also really represented in that eye patch. I've never seen the eye patch before, and that's really neat to actually see. Very good job.
I agree. Wonderful job as usual, Novo. We also have not necessarily a drawing, but we have a song from Ellie. So she has,
Ooh.
I know, she says she's written music for all the voices of TBC, but this one is something for The I Dare. And I was like, girl, if you've written more, submit them. We want to listen to them, please. So this one is
Music.
yes, we love music up in here. This piece, okay, so this piece is for The Idea, and they tried to do some mixing together of electronic and orchestral elements to suggest that he was once broken but is on the mend, which is really cool. So let's take a little listen here. So there you have it.
I love it. It
I'm
was so
sorry.
nice.
Did we just have a commercial for like some kind of big name movie that's coming to theaters soon or something?
It's so
'Cause
good.
I only heard like some professional orchestrated material, and I'm just wow.
It's awesome. You could almost like hear the story that the song was playing, even if you didn't really understand the whole context of it. Yeah, I loved it. It was really nice.
One thing too, I know this was probably not an intentional callback, but when it was mentioned that like you had a mix of the electric and the orchestral, I remembered when Nullspeak came in and was speaking of the TPC main theme, and how it had that kind of mix, and it showed the old SAO, the classical versus the new of the electric. And I know that wasn't necessarily intentional, but it made me really think about that. And I kind of appreciate it more because of that.
I definitely agree. That's that's a great throwback to relate it to. Yes, and I also agree with everyone else. The close your eyes at the end is like shiver inducing.
Whew. Good stuff. And only 2 hours? Hello?
Yes. Can we have more, please? Will you please submit more next time, please?
Please?
Thank you.
More?
Good lord. That's really good stuff.
It is. We also have some art from Alexis. So we have on the right-hand side is Journey's commission from the last giveaway. We also have pictures, a picture of Alexis's character after the chaos that ensued during a roleplay DM'd by Warden. We have a new phone background with some in-jokes and references, and then an edgy new profile picture of their character with their wonderful blue hair. It says blue buffoon hair, or hair buffoon, but it's beautiful. We all know it's beautiful blue hair. What do you guys think?
I love the attention to detail on this one, just like the
hair.
little stuff
I
shown
love
about
the
in
hair.
the table and all the little various crazed pinpoint or what is it, string in pins all around the board.
What I really love about Alexis's work, and this is something I personally struggle with, is the colored lines. And I really love how they dare to go lighter in their line color, because that's not something necessarily that's easy to pull off. But they always seem to do such a good job of it, and all the details always stand out. And I really do love the perspective of the boxcar. Like, you could see that everything like lines up. The perspective is just perfect on that. Kudos. I can't get enough of it. I love it.
I love the freckles on the shoulder. As someone who has freckles on their shoulder, like the second I saw that, I was like, freckled shoulders, they're so cute. And like you just hardly ever see them because people don't think of that detail. It's so cute. Well done. We also have some artwork from Dreaming Eye. We have this amazing door, which is like giving me serious FOMO that I want to do this to my office door now. It looks so good. It looks incredible.
That is so well made.
Open the door.
Oh,
As soon as I saw it, I was just like, you have the coolest parent on the face of this earth.
right.
How many questions did you have to answer to get that painted?
That's fair. And then we also have some, looks like icon or references to all the different voice symbols as well. And their comment just says, thanks for all the work you do to support this incredible community. And then in parentheses, we game as one. A little SAO
no.
reference. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Get that on my boxcar.
Shameless voice promotion, take two.
So yes, thank you so much, Dreaming Eye. It's always nice to hear that people like what we're doing, and we absolutely
I'm on a podcast, you can't talk.
we absolutely love what the community does, and that you guys are willing to share your art and your creations with us so that we can gush about them. It's like our favorite thing. So thank you.
Right, level two.
That brings us to our very last art creation that Cretacia is going to tell us more about.
Okay, how much do you want me to tell you about? Because a lot of people have questioned of like how it's made and the like, and there are some aspects of it that
Tell us the process of making it.
Literally, the answer is just yes. Tell it yes.
Yeah.
How much do you want to know?
Tell us
yes.
From like concept to doing. Like, did you make
See,
trials? Did you mess
here.
up? Did you make a couple, etc.?
I mean, this is the trial itself. I'm very much a touch and go kind of person. So I had made an example of my face using paper mache strips, and the original idea was to do all the detailing flat and then put it over the mold on this mask and have it do that. But it did have a lot of cracks in that because I was stupid and I did not keep my clay dry enough for that. But then I sanded it down to hell and back because it is paper clay, and I went through painting and the painting and the sanding took 12 hours, just about.
Wow.
Like all the weathering you see is hand done. There were a couple of problems with it, like it does not fit very well on my face, and I'm hoping that next time I'll be able to do it better, because I do have plans to potentially do one with LEDs in the future, but I need more information on that. So if you know anyone who knows anything about LEDs, call me. That being said, it was pretty straightforward. I used acrylics, paper clay. I rolled it out on a sheet, took my time with it. And honestly, sand. If you're going to do any work in paper clay, that is the key to making anything look nice.
I am very impressed with this. It looks amazing.
My jaw, like, has been open this whole time, and then you were like, I might do one with LEDs, and I'm like scooping my jaw up off the floor like while drooling. Like, this is so good, my heart.
Yeah, if I do end up making a new one with the LEDs, because I'm not satisfied with this one. I know that's probably tough for people's, but like, you know, artist things. There's 1,000 things I would do differently next time, and probably will do differently next time. Like, I might end up giving this one away for someone to put on their shelf or whatever.
That'd be cool and stuff.
Leia just like taking notes.
My breath is gone.
I
That'd be
cannot
cool.
imagine spending 12. Did you do it all in one go? I'm assuming you didn't do it all in one
Yep.
go. 12.
No,
Oh, you
I did it all in one go.
Wow,
Because
I
I wanted
cannot.
to get it in for the watch today, and like
Wow.
I had asked Leia beforehand. I like it's a little late. Can you give me some leniency? So
Wow, I cannot.
and
I
I
cannot.
have some. I have
Sorry.
some work in progress shots I can throw up in the Discord later too.
Yes, please do.
I cannot imagine spending 12 hours painting this. I would immediately lose like focus within the first 3, but that is amazing. You can focus on this for so long and it looks so well done.
It's the ADHD. Wink.
I did love that I got a message from Crate at like, I think my time it was like 6 a.m. And they were like, they were like, I just finished. I'm going to bed. And I was like, oh, dang, that's dedication. And then I was like halfway asleep when I read it and didn't like go into the file to see what they submitted. And then later on I did, and immediately messaged you and was like, hot damn, what the heck? This looks so good.
Yeah, I might do more on voice masks in the future because this was a fun project. It was also a very rushed project. Like, I cannot emphasize how very quickly I did it and how much I was just kind of like rushing around to get it done for Halloween's sake. So hopefully next time I might be able to do some more masks and take a little more time on them, polish them up. I didn't even seal this mask.
Well, we look forward to it.
We do. We're like crossing our fingers. Please, please,
Honestly.
please. I do have to read the last part that Crate put into their submission because it makes my heart warm. And it just says, remember, fellow Blackout Club members, we can't let ourselves be afraid. She doesn't want us to be, so let's win for her sake. My heart. Of course, Crate is open for commissions, so DM them on Discord if you're interested. And thank you for like coming in and being willing at the last second to tell us about your whole process on this and everything, because this is just mind-blowing.
Thank you for tolerating me.
Oh, our pleasure for sure. And with that, we have our fun little ghost friend here. That is the end of our community segment for October. I know, I'm so spooky.
Oh no, spoopy.
What's under the blanket?
Oh, you don't want to know. That's even scarier, I'm sure.
Is it another ghost?
It's a Mimi
Ghost.
Q.
It's a smaller ghost than a big ghost.
But yes, remember that you can submit
Instagram.
artwork all year, or not all year. Well, yes, all year, but all month long. We have the submission form linked in our Twitch panels and on Twitter. And you can literally submit anything that's TBC related, whether it's artwork, poems, stories, songs, handmade masks, 3D printed items, community guides, literally anything that's TBC related. We want to shout you out and gas you up to the community, so let us do that.
I always so love the community parts of this. It's astonishing how many other members of this community are artists and so skilled in what they do, and I just really appreciate it. Thank you for helping me be part of that. I really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, you're welcome. Thank you for letting us. This wouldn't be a thing if people weren't willing to like share and be vulnerable and love on each other. And the fact that we do means that we can have nice things like this.
It is wonderful that there's such a diverse art community everywhere from like photo editing to drawn to digital art to mask making. It's amazing that this kind of community has grown after so long.
I completely agree. And with that,
Oh wait, we also have a raid, so stick around.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
stick
okay.
around for the
Okay,
raid.
okay. Stick around for the raid.
And do you
Will
hear
we get a
that?
scare today?
Crate?
Yeah, I do.
No, I'm out. Nope, I'm
Yep.
out.
Okay, we gotta
Max,
leave now.
do you hear?
Come on.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Something's
It's the warpath.
something's coming.